Greetings. My name is Priyanka Mathur and I am a student at Aurobindo Center of New Education, Jodhpur. I'm here today to talk to you about making mental health and well-being for all a global priority. Organized by the World Federation for Mental Health, the World Mental Health Day will be celebrated on 10th of October 2022 with the theme Make Mental Health and Well-being for All a Global Priority. This theme was chosen by a global vote that was open to the public, including WFMH members, stakeholders, and supporters. Who hasn't felt a sense of loss or detachment from families, friends, and regular routines, or experienced nervousness and anxiety about changes in our personal and professional lives? For some, fear and worry constantly distract, confuse, and agitate. For others, frequent and severe bouts of depression are a debilitating daily burden that interferes with family, career, and social responsibilities. All too often, such problems lead to alcohol or drug abuse, self destructive behavior, or even suicide. Mental health is an essential part of human existence, but it tends to be transitory for millions of people throughout the world. Mental health is the cornerstone of relationships as well as physical and emotional health. The past 2 years have highlighted the importance of taking care of yourself because if you do not, your mind, body, and spiritual health can suffer. Prioritizing your mental health is essential to your overall well being. Your body, mind, and spirit rely on your mental health. If you cannot take care of yourself, if it affects your relationships and physical health. Sometimes, knowing how to make yourself a priority is challenging. If you feel overwhelmed or lost, you can seek help. Everyone can struggle with their emotional health. However, when left untreated, feelings like depression or anxiety can increase and disrupt your life. Mental health disorders can harm or hurt your relationships with your friends, family, or co workers. We must deepen the value and commitment we give to mental health as individuals, communities, and governments, and match that value with more commitment, engagement, and investment by all stakeholders across all sectors. We must strengthen mental health care so that the full spectrum of mental health needs is met through a community based network of accessible, affordable, and quality services and supports. It has become increasingly clear that most countries in the world are ill prepared to deal with this often invisible and overlooked health and social burden. In the second decade of the 21st century, not much has changed in how many countries view and deal with mental illness. Some are still using 17th century tactics to protect society, confining and abandoning the mad in asylums or psychiatric hospitals, often for life, which grossly compounds the negative impact on these individuals and on society as a whole. Despite its enormous societal burden, mental disorders continue to be driven into the shadows by stigma, prejudice, and fear that disclosing affliction may mean jobs lost and social standing ruined, or simply because health and social support services are not available or are out of reach for the afflicted and their families. Stigma and discrimination continue to be a barrier to social inclusion and access to the right care. We can all play our part in increasing awareness about which preventive mental health interventions work. And World Mental Health Day is an opportunity to do that collectively. We envision a world in which mental health is valued, promoted, and protected, where everyone has an equal opportunity to enjoy mental health and to exercise their human rights, and where everyone can access the mental health care they need. Thank you.
This is Muskan from Aurobindo School, and I'm here to talk about positive thinking. Positive thinking does not necessarily mean avoiding the bad aspects of life, but instead It means making the best out of potentially bad situation, trying to see the best in others, and viewing yourself and your abilities in a positive light. As a child, you might have been told that you can do anything as long as you believe. While that might have seemed a little fictional while you were younger, it has a great deal of science behind it. The brain is constantly changing, and the way we think affects how our brain works and even its physical structure. Researchers believe that people who are more positive are better protected against inflammatory damage of stress. Negative thoughts can actually weaken the immune system. Our beliefs are directly correlated to the amount of stress that we experience. If deep down you believe that you are going to fail at the task that you are trying to accomplish, then you likely have a lot of stress in the process. Stress can be good in a life threatening situation such as facing a lion, but constant repeated stress is harmful. Signs that the stress have become chronic are irritability, fatigue, constant headaches, difficulty in concentrating or the inability to do so, difficulty in sleeping, digestive problems, changes in appetite, feeling helpless or perceived loss of control, or low self esteem, and frequent illnesses. Positive thinking is linked to a wide range of health benefits, including better stress management and coping skills, enhanced psychological health, increased physical well being, a longer lifespan, lower rates of depression, and reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, among many others. Some ways to implement positive thinking are noticing your own thoughts, writing a gratitude journal, using self talk, being open to humor, following a healthy lifestyle, surrounding yourself with positive people, and identifying areas for personal growth.
Happy times come and go, but the memories stay forever. Have you ever participated in hashtag Throwback Thursdays or hashtag Flashback Fridays on social media? Many people use these hashtags to post old pictures of themselves or others. Sometimes the pictures are silly, sometimes they are reflective, sometimes they are even sad, but they are always associated with memories. Researchers found that the act of reminiscing is actually a technique that many people use to make themselves feel better. Reminiscing can also calm you down in stressful situations. People who have fond memories of childhood, especially their relationships with their parents, tend to have better health, less depression, and fewer chronic illnesses as adults, according to a research published by the American Psychological Association. It has been suggested that savoring positive and happy memories generates positive emotions, which in turn influence your mental health. Happy memories reduce stress and helps us to maintain healthy choices in life. Interestingly, recalling specific positive memories lowers negative thoughts and depressive symptoms in those who feel stressed out every now and then. If you are feeling stressed down, or even if you just want to give a slow day a pick me up, perhaps taking time to look through some old pictures, sharing a memory with your friend, or personally reflecting on happy times will give you just the boost you need. The greatest joy of life are happy memories. Your job is to create as many as possible. Thank you.
A very good morning to all. I am Vishakha Gaur of Class 12 Humanities. I am here to talk about gratitude and mental health. There is nothing that can have a more powerful effect on our mental health than the spirit of thankfulness. A growing number of studies shows that developing an attitude of gratitude can have a positive and long-lasting impact on our mental health. By consciously practicing gratitude, we can train the brain to attend to selectively positive emotions and thoughts, thus reducing anxiety and feeling of apprehensions. What's more, tapping into gratitude can help us to solve the problems, be more creative, build resilience, and even strengthen our immune system. In fact, researchers have found that people who consciously count on their blessings are tend to be more happier and less depressed, even if their circumstances are more challenging. When we practice gratitude on regular basis, it not only impacts our mental health but those around us. Gratitude is the feeling of thankfulness and showing appreciations for what we have. Showing gratitude has the following mental health benefit. Expressing gratitude can improve our moods. Showing gratitude can make us more optimistic. Showing gratitude can make us more socially involved with people. Practicing gratitude on regular basis can improve our physical and mental health. At last, I would like to conclude by saying that gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It can turn what we have into enough and more. It can turn denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Wishing you all a very happy mental health day. Be fit, be positive, and show.
Namaste. My name is Harshita Joshi and I'm a student of Shri Aurobindo Center of New Education. Today I'm going to talk about forgiveness. Now let me ask you something. Have you forgiven anyone in your life? And if you have, how did you feel? Let me guess. You might have developed a feeling of empathy and compassion for the person who have hurt you. A feeling of understanding might have developed between you two. Now, people have misconception about what really forgiveness is. People believe that forgiving someone means forgetting what they have done or accusing the harm to someone else. No. Forgiving simply means to let go. Let go of your anger, your hurt, and your desire for vengeance. When you forgive, you accept that what happened was in the past and you does not allow it to ruin your present and your future. Now, self-forgiveness is equally important. Self-forgiveness leads to self-healing. If you forgive yourself, then only you can forgive others. Because if you are still holding on to that anger and that pain, you cannot find peace and you cannot forgive anyone else. Now, why we forgive? Why we bother to forgive ourselves or anyone else? Because of the following reason. First, forgiveness helps you heal. Holding on to resentment can sour you and it would be very difficult for you to find peace. If you don't forgive, your wounds, they won't close and they won't heal. Second, forgiveness help you improve relationship. Grudges and anger can ruin your relationship. You might have trust issues, you might be short-tempered with your loved ones and it would be very difficult for you to have pure relations. Now, before you forgive anyone else, ask yourself a question. Am I ready? Forgive when you are ready. It's okay if you don't forgive anyone immediately. It takes time and it is normal. It is completely okay. Because fake forgiveness have never benefited anyone. Because you're still holding on to that anger and that pain. It will give you a temporary relief, but it is not for your betterment. Remember one thing, that forgiveness is a quality decision and it won't be easy. But do not give up. Do not lose hope and do not give the pain to power to control your life, because all is in your hand. It is in your hand that you want a happy life or a life filled with guilt or regression. Move towards happiness. Have a happy and peaceful life. Forgiveness can never change the past, but it can definitely change the future. Learn from your past experiences and have a better future. Thank you so much.
Here, a question arises: how does improving relationships helps in improving mental health? So, key to a sound lasting relationship is communication. It consists of three essential skills: listening to what the other person is saying, expressing how you feel and what you think, and accepting what the other person's opinions and feelings are. It also requires us to avoid sulking behavior and misplaced jealousy. Having friends and other social connections is good for our health and well being. Being lonely and isolated can affect our mental, emotional, and physical health. Older people who are connected with others and have strong relationships are likely to have a better quality of life. The benefits of having social connections and good mental health are numerous. It includes lower rates of depression and anxiety, greater self esteem, greater empathy, and more trusting and cooperative relationships.
Strong and healthy relationships may help us to strengthen our immune system, help us to recover from diseases, and may even lengthen our life. The good news is that while many of these benefits can make us happier and more contented, there's also a flow on effect whereby people around us will want to spend more time with us. In this way, social connectedness generates a positive feedback loop of social, emotional, and physical well being. People who spend more time with each other are likely to forge happy and productive communities. Social connections and good mental health are numerous. It includes lower rates of depression and anxiety, greater self-esteem, greater empathy, and more trust and
A feeling of understanding might have developed between you two. Now, people have misconception about what really forgiveness is. People believe that forgiving someone means forgetting pain you cannot find peace